In this video, we're going to see how to use an LLM to interact with it with a relational database and do some joins. And I'm just doing this in one take, so it may or may not work, which is fine. It'll be a moment to talk about the limitations of either the system that I'm building or the underlying LLM technology. So this is a project I've been working on called Verba GPT, just experimental to explore the ability of LLMs to interact with databases. And there's a link to it below this video that you can play with it and try for yourself. So I'm going to select one of these databases. These are sample databases that are hosted on Azure SQL. And this is what this database looks like. So it's a lot of tables. And the question I'm going to ask it about genres, maybe the total sale by genre, and maybe do some visualization to ask it to do a pie chart or something. And in order to answer that, it has to do some joins with other tables to answer that question. Okay, so let's see how it goes. So I'm going to go to the top tab. It tells me that I'm connected to this database called Chinook, and I'm using 3.5 GPT, which is sort of an older GPT now. We have 4, but I think it's still pretty economical, so it'll work okay for our purposes here. So I'm going to say, give me a pie chart of the total sales by genre. Okay, so I'm just going to ask this question in natural language, and what I'm hoping it'll do is, behind the scenes, it gets some understanding of what I'm asking it to do. Okay, and generates code for me. So there's a couple of different ways of going about this problem. One is that you sort of have fine tune the LLM on the data itself. And you can sort of imagine that becomes pretty problematic very quickly, because what if you have large data? Well, now you're doing a large fine tuning problem. And even if you're able to do that, if you have a lot of numerical data, LLMs are notoriously bad at mathematics. So even if you fine tune on it and you ask it a question of what was the total sales for this thing, it'll probably give you the wrong answer. They hallucinate a lot. So I think, given where the technology is right now, the right approach is to not fine tune, but actually to um, give it the context. For example, the database schema in the context window. So for GPT 3.5 has a 16,000 token context window. So you give it, it's not a lot, but you try to give it the relevant context the best you can and hope that it generates the right code for you. So here it's doing a couple of things. One is writing SQL query to get me the data. So it's doing a join, which may or may not be correct. We'll find out. And then it's trying to plot a chart. Okay, so it's trying to, because I asked it for a pie chart, so it's trying to do that. So next, the thing I can do is I can hit on execute to see if we get a pie chart. Yeah, we do. And there's a lot of things on here, so it's not very readable. Excuse me. But it does give us a chart, and we can see that most of the sales are in the Latin genre and rock genre, alternative, and not that much pop, which is surprising. Metal as well in there. Um, okay, so was a quick demonstration of an LLM's ability, kind of talking a little bit about its strengths and weaknesses. And we can, of course, change things here. So this is editable. So total sales by genre, and click on execute, and the title changes. And that's the thing with some of this thing, is even if you don't know how to code in Python or SQL, playing with something like this can help you kind of learn, and that can be pretty good too. So anyway, I'd like to keep this video short. I'll do some more videos on more complex use cases here, and kind of continue the conversation talking about the strengths of this type of an approach, and also the limitations. There are a lot of limitations, so I'll be talking more about those in the future. If you have any comments, suggestions, or if you disagree with anything I've said, definitely comment below this video. I'd love to hear your thoughts, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.